Oh no, who let the magical scientist out? Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more comments. We're testing Genesis Limbo format, which is allowing Phantom Revenge and, well, Burst Protocol to enter into the format. But Logan Jaya said, you know what? I'm going to bring this magical scientist pile to the table, and I'm just going to destroy your tournament, Robbie. And, well, you know, here we are, actually getting to see what this pile of beautiful cards can actually do. And I got to tell you, this was a crazy thing to see. I mean, my opponent gets to play great cards like Forbidden Crown, but when I open up the one of, right, the one of, surely there can't be multiple broken ways to get to this, but we're going to explain some of this. So you're going to go ahead and see the deployment of the Magical Scientist. This has got to be the happiest day in Logan's life because there are 0 hand traps from the opponent. There is nothing in this hand that is about to save our opponent from what's to come. So we're going to go ahead and initiate. We're going to pay a nice 1,000 life points here, and we're going to see, oh, Geo Gremlin on special summon. We can add an Earthbound monster from our deck to our hand. I could never truly imagine something broken coming from this. Oh, it's Line Walker. So Line Walker says if you have if you control a Synchro or Synchro monsters and you have a Synchro monsters in your graveyard, we can special summon this from the hand, and then during the main phase we can add an Earthbound Immortal monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And if an Earthbound Immortal monster is normal or special summon while this card is on the field, you can make your opponent's life points become 3k. Oh no. Oh god. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead. We're going to pay another 1,000 life points. Oh, it's a tuner monster. Nothing possibly with a 2 and 8 could go wrong here. Oh, just kidding. We're going to go ahead. We're going to make a 3 now. Now we can go ahead and make a Catastor. Okay, I mean, we got 5 up and running here. Now we're going to go ahead and pay some more life points here on this guy. Oh, what possibly could come out now? Oh, it's another level 2 tuner monster. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to synchro together to make Dark Strike Fighter. Oh, surely a Dark Strike Fighter who you can only use the effect of Dark Strike Fighter's name once per turn couldn't be too terribly broken. Well, this is now where we can safely deploy the line marker. Because remember, you have to have a synchro in your graveyard and you have to control a synchro. Like, gosh darn it, man. Like, this is such a horribly hard card to deal with. So now we get to go ahead and grab up Immortal Red here. Now, this is actually the card that we can kind of cheese through some of the little interesting things, but the main things that we care about here are during the main phase, we can banish this card from the hand or graveyard to send an Earthbound Immortal monster or an Red Dragon Archfiend mana face on field of the graveyard to apply one of these effects. So we can special summon an Earthbound monster from the deck or extra deck, or we can special summon a Red Nova from the extra deck. Now this becomes treated as a synchro summon, so we're not really caring about that. We're just going to go ahead and play the coin slot machine again, pay another 1,000 life points. Oh, dear oh my, possibly having a additional normal summon extender couldn't possibly ruin our day here. You know, we could never technically tribute summon our Red Nova. Yeah. It's actually what you're going to do here, which is freaking hilarious. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to make our opponent's life points become 3k because guess what? A Earthbound Immortal monster was just normal summoned. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead, we're going to fire this big guy. 200 times the level of the big fat guy that we just threw at our opponent. So they're going to go ahead and take 2,400 at this point. Now, we couldn't possibly just pay some more life points here on this. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and slot down another chunk of life points here. Now, our opponent thinks we're going to actually make another Dark Strike Fighter. Well, unfortunately, you can only use this effect, Dark Strike Fighter, once per turn. That's not going to be the thing that we are going to make here. We're going to be accessing Vagnawa, the Moon-Eating Dragon. Now, on synchro summoning, activate this effect. This gains 300 attack for each level, and the non-tuners used had that inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each level that the tuner had. Oh, that is exactly lethal on the opponent because we go ahead and trigger a nice 600 pop on this. Isn't that isn't that kind of cool? And once again, Logan was confirming here the Dark Strike Fighter is a hard once per turn. Oh no, it burns for the non-tuner. Never mind. Oh no, it burns for the tuner. Oh yeah. Okay, it burns for a little bit more. So, congratulations everybody. You got to actually watch this deck actually go through, which is kind of crazy. I never would have actually guessed, and I mean, this is Genesis form. I mean, this is play testing. It's very stoppable, but like that was kind of crazy here. So we do see our opponent is now going to be going first. They are now going to be getting the chance to kind of play their deck and be able to get the setup. This is what they need to be doing in the first initial place here. So we're going to go ahead and see Onomatopoeia into the Utopic Onomatopoeia. Never mind. So our opponent's not going to be really playing the game this turn. It's going to look like they're going to be playing the game because from one problem to the other, we get to now see Drone Lockbird telling our opponent, halt, you will not advance the game state. Well, so my last 5 points went to Drone Lockbird. That's crazy. So now we're going to go ahead and see Goblin extending down here. Our opponent will get some sort of board here, because now we get to see the Utopic Sage deploying here, which is going to pull us into this extra board piece here. We're going to see the Gaga Magician going ahead and overlaying into the big guy. Go ahead and extend down, and we're going to go ahead and see the Star Leash Dragon coming down here as well. So, I mean, starting our turn here, I mean, this hand's terrible, right? Well, this is actually where you're going to get to see the reverse backwards BS here. So, what you're actually going to see here is Small World bridging us on in to a Santa Claus, actually ripping this Utopic Zexal off of the field, which is hilarious. So now we get to go ahead and deploy the Allure Dance, which goes ahead and gets us an Allure Queen monster and or the Palace here. Now, Palace here says we can send a card from the hand to the graveyard to add to your hand or special summon to your opponent's field or an Allure Queen monster from the deck. Okay. So let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to go ahead and hand this Allure Queen monster over to our opponent. Okay, so I mean, that's pretty good, right? So now we can go ahead and actually just use this to go ahead and search for Allure Queen number 3. Sure. This possibly can't be all that bad. So now we get to go ahead and do the Allure Queen. So now, this is why, like, you give your opponent the Allure Queen, because this Allure Queen says you can target a level 3 or lower monster your opponent controls and equip it to her as a card. Okay. Now, we get to go ahead, now we can send this card equipped with a card to the graveyard, special summon an Allure Queen level 5. Or we can do Palace here. So Palace here has this nice little effect. It says you can send the equipped card to the graveyard by this effect, special summon a spellcaster monster with 1500 or less attack from your hand or deck. Cha-cha! It's Magical Scientist. And I'm at 8,000 life points. Oh, and we just get to win the game from there. Isn't that funny? Yeah, that's funny, right? Let's pass it over to this monstrosity that Logan's made. So this is truly an inconsistent pile, I feel like. But I wanted to put this in the spotlight because this just hilariously shows that something like Dark Magical Scientist actually can just be a little bit of a problem when he wants to be. This is one of those situations that I take a look at and I'm like, you know, I'm glad that people are exploring within this format. Logan is definitely a mastermind when it comes to these sorts of ideas. But this was pretty entertaining because, honestly, the Allure Queen stuff fully makes this deck playable. And I mean, like, even post-Burst Protocol, even post-Phantom Revenge, there's really nothing down here that's going to catch your eye, that's going to give the illusion that, you know, this is broken. The things that are basically allowing us to facilitate is just the Allure Queen stuff to bridge on in to a Spellcaster monster. So technically you are playing 4 copies of Magical Scientist. Now, that also being said, I mean, we now also have to play Small World because we have to find a way to bridge into these pieces. Now, this is also, you know, 1 hand trap, 1 Veiler on the Magical Scientist. You're picking your cards up and you're walking away. I mean, this is always going to be the case with these sort of gimmick decks that you're really choosing to play here. And there's not really much that I can say that you can do about that. I mean, Logan's even gone as far as to play the exchange, to look into the opponent's hand, where are thous, to kind of turbo this out. Your only point allocation is to the single draw knockbird that actually came up. That's freaking hilarious to see. But I mean, in terms of everything present in this pile, I think Logan has definitely cooked up a little bit of a monster, and I can actually kind of agree. I think Scientist in this sort of situation, while you can make a board, it's not particularly broken. It's just, wow, that's pretty devious. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.